Welcome, everybody. This is the fourth episode of the Kyodaichat. That's correct. We have an official name for the channel and the podcast. It's called Kyodaichat. And we'll be continuing reviewing pop culture stuff and things that are happening around us. And as usual, today I am joined by Jason.
Nice name, by the way.
Yeah, how do you like our new title?
Well, you have to explain to people who might not be aware about what Kyodai means. So, you want to elaborate?
Very well, I will. Kyodai basically means brother in the Yakuza world, and essentially it's us two kind of just having discussions, reviews,
Like a
and
brotherhood.
like a brotherhood. Exactly, you got it. In today's topic, we are talking about the phenomenon of Gundam. The Gundam has been going on, I guess, for quite a while. The series has been going on for quite a while since the 1980s. The popular model kits have basically shown up pretty much everywhere in the hobby stores in Canada, States, all over the world. In Japan, there is the Gundam base where they sell exclusive model kits, and they have started a pop-up base tour for these stores. And at the time of the recording, the Gundam based pop up Vancouver is happening. And I will certainly share my experience with you, fellow listeners, and give you an idea of what it's like.
Nice. Before we start, I would just like to ask Sam, why all of a sudden you want to talk about Gundam this episode?
I think it is a phenomenon that is slowly taking over. They're definitely trying to bring more awareness to the West. This pop-up base tour, like I had mentioned, has appeared in Bangkok, London, several states. Last year, the Gundam base store actually opened its first North American branch in Chicago. So
Hmm.
Bandai is really trying to get more fans. And if you have watched the Gundam anime series, the older series is quite different than the new ones. They are, I guess, going in a direction where they are introducing a lot more female protagonists, which is a good sign.
They
And
do?
there's definitely a lot more acceptance. There's a lot more female model kit builders as well, which I have met both in person and are aware of YouTubers. So it's about time we quickly just give a brief review and our thoughts about this thing that is happening because it has been around for quite a while.
Interesting. They try to build new community in the West, I guess.
Absolutely. So why don't we start with your what's your relation with Gundam, Jason?
Me, I actually am. I'll say I'm very outside of the Gundam circle or bubble because I don't actually experience. Uh, uh, last like in my like I remember days that when we were watching Gundams on airing on TV. That was like I think TV shows.
Yep.
That was back in the days when they popularity arcade game. Two players fighting or controlling the Gundams fighting each other. That was also popular back then. I would say I have the most of the Gundam knowledge or lore from Gundam Musou or Dynasty Warrior Gundam games. I know the game wasn't that popular or wasn't that good quality, I guess. But I, like myself, I learned a lot of Gundam stories, and that the first game was very. It has a lot of classic stories and classic characters, and like the characters I control or I learn I know from the game. That's the one that I remember the most. I don't remember or watch or know about the newer series. But if people ask me, I would say my favorite Gundam is what's it called? Kubari, and it's piloted by Haman. I don't even watch the full series which the characters from, but that character and that part of the story, I still remember those things. And other than that, I don't really have much of a good experience. I do watch Gundam Unicorn when it was also very popular, uh, but I didn't even finish it because I think I didn't watch the last two episodes because I don't really like that guy that killed the female pilot and that Haman clone. That's how much I love Haman. But other than that, I don't. I'm aware of the new series and maybe new models, but that's all I know about Gundam. What about you, Sam? I imagine you have much more experience about it.
Well, I don't really have that much more to add. My introduction came when Gundam Wing was brought over to the West, which I'm sure many of the Western fans were. We watched Hiro Yui pilot the Wing Zero and his adventures with 4 other Gundam pilots. Then Seed came along with Seed Destiny. I continued the trend with Double O and its 2 seasons. I kind of fell off a bit. Then I watched Gundam Unicorn, which got me back into it, which I also learned that it is part of the mainline story of Universal Century. And after Unicorn finished, I dropped off again and recently picked up watching Iron-Blooded Orphans and the 08 MS team, which both were quite good. In terms of video game, I'm probably around the same as you. I didn't play the same Dynasty Warrior Gundam game. I played the second one that came out after, where they introduced the Giant Psycho Gundam, which was kind of cool. They also brought in a lot more Gundam units that you can pilot. But I guess I'm not sure if I should name drop this person or not. For his security's sake, let's just not name drop him. We do have a mutual friend who is very notorious for playing the 2v2 fighting game of the Gundam. And
Which one?
I would believe
We
I would
have
believe the one
several
it was the
friends
one that
who
introduced.
with them.
I think initially the one that came out was the Seed Destiny, where it featured the Seed units and Destiny units. Then it broadened, and then you can use pretty much all the ones up to, I forgot which series they cut off. There's new iteration of this game. It is a very long game series, as Gundam itself is a very long series. And I recall I want to say about 6 years or 8 years, they have brought in the same game that we're talking about, the latest one, the Gundam versus Maxi Boost On, I believe, as a digital for the PS4. And that's the one where I got a little bit more invested in. And that game consists units from a lot of the Gundam series up until that point, including Iron-Blooded Orphan, I think is the newest one that they added. But since then, I mean, there's so many new Gundam series that have come out, like The Witch from Mercury. I know that right now they are pushing the G-Quacks, which is, I believe, it's a combination of like a retelling of the origin. And again, this one,
Something like that,
yeah,
yeah.
focuses on the female protagonist. In terms of the model kits, oh boy, have I built my fair share of model kits. Uh,
No
pretty
kidding, huh?
much, pretty much 60% of the model kits that I've built either have been destroyed or, resold, and now I'm just getting back into it. I'm really digging into a specific grade line called the MGSD line, which basically has the proportion of an SD Gundam, which are generally a little bit smaller, but they have the master grade features. You can pose them, they're more flexible. Generally, they don't have any polycaps and less require you to get paint to paint them. So for those who are not really familiar with model kits in general, especially Gundam, there's different kind of grades. There's the entry grade, SD, high grade, master grade, perfect grade, real grade, and I'm sure I'm probably missing out a couple more, but there's a lot of different ones. And the higher the grade goes, the more difficult pieces there are these model kits. So yeah, that's
Man, yeah, you sounds very excited talking about those uh, model buildings.
absolutely. I find building these model kits is very relaxing for me. Um, it's kind of like a hobby where you put in a lot of time and effort to make the model kit look as well as it could. And this kind of extends out to possibly another topic we may discuss later on in the podcast, but I also started building Godzilla model kits. Those are really fun as well, but they are not produced by Bandai. I believe they are produced by Fujimi under the Chibi Maru series. So model kits in general for me have always just been really fun to put together.
You must be very excited about this pop-up event, huh?
Yes, absolutely I am. So in this episode, if you are watching, I did film a little small video for you to kind of see what the Vancouver Gundam pop-up base was like. And I'll tell you, since I've been there about 3 times now, it does take a lot of effort to go to these things. What I mean is, you have to wake up really early. I had to wake up around 5 a.m. to go to this event to line up. And the first time I lined up, it was around, well, both times I lined up, it was around 6:30 a.m. in the morning while it was still dark. The event doesn't start until 10 a.m. So imagine lining up for close to 4 hours. And
So what do people do in the pop-up events? Why don't you sort of introduce to the
yeah,
audience?
so obviously their main focus is pushing these exclusive model kits that you can only get in Japan from the Gundam bases. These exclusive kits range anything from having gold or silver plated kits or kits that are in clear plastic. There are some bundle kits like anniversary kits where they sell 2 or 3 different mobile suit or Gundam in a set. They come up with different coloring for them. Generally, the Gundam base coloring is blue and white. So the original Gundam, the RX-78, the original color scheme is white, red, yellow. but with the Gundam base color, it's just white and blue. So really fascinating.
So one, yeah, also one of my favorite RX-78. Yeah,
Yeah, and
only because it's very it's very easy to use in a
well, it's
video
very
game.
recognizable. Honestly, it's
Yeah,
well, it's from the original series. It's the original. Yes, the RX-78 is from the original series that came out in 1979, I believe. Now, the event itself, there is, I guess, they're also pushing the trading card game, which has been phenomenal in the West. I believe the trading card game, they try to push, I guess, the newest iteration of it. The Japanese had the Gundam card game quite a while back. They had a completely different one from what I understand, and that never took off here in the West. And once again, part of the reason why we're selecting the Gundam topic is because I'm noticing that more and more hobby shops, be it comic stores or even just like toy stores, are bringing in model kits, Gundam model kits to their stores to sell. So the appeal is definitely here. And the fact that Chicago got its own very Gundam based store only solidified the fact that, yes, there is a Western appetite for the Gundam, be it the series, the model kits, the video games, or even the manga I've seen in bookstores. So yes, yeah, Gundam is making its way around the world, which is a very good thing. But back to this event,
I,
they are trying to push the card game, and they're actually, when I was there, there's a separate line to get the cards compared to getting the model kits. And lastly, there is a section where you can actually book through the event to build an entry grade original RX-78 Gundam. You don't have to pay or anything. You just basically have to book your time, and then you get to build an entry grade of the RX-78, and you get to take that home with you. So I really enjoy the event overall. It's definitely capitalizing on trying to get more fans, which again, always a good thing.
yeah, that sounds really good. That sounds like the West finally recognized that weeb culture is not only in large but also profitable if you know want to do something about it. Because I think after like stuff like Demon Slayer or whatever Demon Hunter, that anime show, people recognize in the West there are a lot of people are into anime, and there's a big potential market in it. So I think that's why they try to push Gundam sort of back in the West and try to get the people, younger generation into this very long franchise.
Most definitely, most definitely. I think it's also good for especially the people that build the model kits. I mean, assembling the model kits when you get really good at it, it can be a very fun hobby, and it could potentially lead to a career in engineering if you like assembling stuff. I know that the model kit itself has its own little contest every year that you can basically build a model kit and then design, and then you can submit to get a trophy, and they announce the winner. So it's definitely a hobby that's growing, and again, a phenomenon that's taking the world by storm. So it's a good thing to see. It's a good thing to see.
Now, are you looking forward to, or are you um, is there any signs that in the West or maybe in the Vancouver area there are gonna be more of this kind of events showing up?
I don't believe
Maybe from
I
different.
don't believe there's going to be another Gundam-based pop-up thing anytime soon, I believe. So I do implore people
Okay.
that to check it out while this event is still here. I believe it goes until March 22nd. So please do go check it out. The Gundam pop-up base I know is doing a world tour, so you can Google Gundam base pop-up and you can see all the countries and cities where it's located. I'm actually quite surprised that Vancouver was chosen as the city. I honestly thought that Toronto was going to be the main demographic where they would go since Toronto has a higher population. But I guess the appetite for Gundam here is slightly larger. I'm not sure. I can't 100% confirm that. But while lining up for this event, I have heard quite a few stories about out-of-towners traveling to this event. There was a couple that rented a short-term rental in the Lower Mainland. They came to this event lined up like everybody else did for hours. Went to the event and didn't buy anything, not one thing at all, which I felt like, wow, that is a complete waste of money. But
Maybe too expensive. Maybe.
yes, the model kits are definitely expensive. I will attest to that. I didn't even have a backlog of model kits to build until I attended that event. And now I have I would say about 6 model kits that I had to assemble together. So
Alright, 6.
there is definitely a lot of model kits for me to put together in the near future, and I am super excited for that. But with that being said, like I said, this is a great thing for Gundam. I hope they continue to do these kind of events in the future. But I am very happy that it happened when it happened, and I should count my blessing that it even happened in Vancouver at all, where I don't have to travel anywhere far to get to these events. So I am very fortunate. And yeah, I guess that kind of pretty much comes to the end of the event or the podcast, I guess.